we're live. Jordan.
Hello.
What's your full name? Jordan Eden.
Coulombe Eden.
Coulombe.
Yeah.
So I always call you Columbine.
Why am I not surprised?
Columbine, like
totally bad story, Marcus. Totally
not
bad story.
not Columbine, but Columbine or Columbine.
Yeah,
That's how I read it.
Close enough.
Sorry, one more time.
Coulombe.
Coulombe, because you're
Coulombe.
French Canadian, or are you actually French? You're real French, or you're French Canadian?
Well, I'm French Canadian, half and half. Like I can't.
The reason I say that is I know that the French, like France, people from France, fucking hate. The majority of them hate the French Canadians.
Not true.
No,
Not
my experience
true.
with it is.
Well, it depends.
Well,
It depends where you've been. If you've
True.
been like Center Paris,
fuck them.
absolutely.
Fuck the Paris. I hate Paris.
But pretty much everyone.
I gotta give it a second chance. But yeah, I had a bad experience with Paris. That's a better way of saying
Welcome
it.
to the club.
Yeah.
Had the same problem.
I feel like if you can't, but can't you? You can speak French, no?
Yeah.
So
I speak perfectly
did you have
French.
Did you have a huge language barrier? Because I know it's a bit different.
Well,
Like,
so
or
the
did
thing
they look
with
at you differently?
totally.
Yeah.
The thing with that is they use a lot of Anglicism.
Mm.
In Quebec, we don't.
Yeah.
So they like
That's where that's
and
the
the
disconnect.
accent and the way you pronounce and everything. It's so weird.
Just the snobbiness too.
Totally, totally.
He's a barrette.
No, the worst story was, and I will always remember, went to a cafe one morning, just wanted like a croissant and some butter,
Yeah.
and I had to pronounce butter in like
C'est
5
butter.
different
Butter.
ways for them to figure out that it was saying butter in French.
But you nailed the croissant.
Oh yeah, croissant, that's not a problem. It's the butter. I was like,
Oh.
beurre,
Yeah.
Beurre.
Bureau.
beurre. And I'm like, God.
How do you feel about people pronouncing the origin of the food, like the actual way it's pronounced in North America? Like if you like croissant.
That's pretty good.
Because most people, most North Americans know it as a croissant, right?
Yeah, I find it actually endearing when people are trying.
Okay, so let's go a little less common foods. Like what there was one example that drove me nuts. This guy kept saying it like,
Okay, now I'm curious.
The pho drives me nuts because I've been to Vietnam and people here call it pho.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Pho.
Get it because there's no real reason to think that word is pronounced pho.
Yeah.
I get it. So I don't give a shit when I'm in North American soil.
Mhm.
But you're over there. Like when I was in Vietnam, I'd hear, "Can I get some pho? Can I get a big bowl of pho?" I'm like, bruh, you hear them. You hear them ordering it yourself. You know it's
crazy.
know you're saying it wrong. Don't be an idiot. But what the fuck?
Baguette is always a very funny one.
What's the proper way?
Baguette.
It is. It's not a bach. It's not
No,
a blech.
no. That's the thing is a lot of people are suspecting that we're rolling our R's way more
Yeah.
than what we actually do.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of people will over-roll their R's.
Is that do you think that's just from the stereotype?
Oh, that is
accent?
totally
That's what it comes
stereotype.
from?
And even more, it's going to be the French from France accent
Yeah.
than French Canadian.
Yeah, well, French Canadians, there's crazy levels of it, right? Like, it's like living in Canada. It's like you can get.
Depends where you go.
Yeah, right. Whereas, like most of the time, all the other accents in the world, at least for the untrained ear, it seems like it's just central to the country, right?
No, not in
Yeah.
Quebec. Depends where you're going. I'm being from Gaspé, just like that little area. There's probably like, I want to say in 100-mile radius. There's probably like 20 different little towns.
Jesus.
And
Yeah.
every single town has a different accent.
It's Eastern Canada, though. That's what I love.
Totally.
Because I loved about that in Ontario. It's like you have the major hubs. You know, you get your
Mhm.
Ottawas, your Torontos, your Barries, and Thunder Bays and whatnot.
Yeah.
I guess Thunder Bay is that a hub? I don't know.
Is it?
I guess
I
for
don't
them.
think so.
For them. I don't know.
Maybe.
But and then you just have these little goddamn pop little popcorns all over the place.
And then everyone has a different accent.
Yeah, at least or something about them that you can kind of
Totally.
decipher. Yeah.
You'll listen to it and you're like, you're from this little town.
Yeah.
And they're like, how do you know that? It's like,
Yeah. How did you know?
My
Yeah.
ear. What can you do?
Oh yeah. My favorite is always telling people that, like, especially traveling. It's where are you from? And hearing like, oh, I'm from Toronto, and it's like, well, are you actually from Toronto, or are you just from a place that no one's ever heard of?
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm just from a place no one's ever heard of. I'm like, okay, try me. Like, I lived in Ontario. Hit me.
Tell me where you're actually
Yeah,
from.
I know where you're from.
Like
but no, because I do the same. We said Vancouver all the time,
Mhm.
and just because nobody ever knows where Vancouver Island is,
Well,
let alone
okay.
Victoria.
The thing is, a lot of people think Vancouver and Vancouver Island are the same.
What?
They don't. Oh, yeah.
I've never met anybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, traveling all the time.
Oh,
People
wow.
are like, Vancouver, they don't realize that Vancouver is actually a city by
It's
itself. And then
on the
there's
mainland.
there's Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
All the time. Really? You've
I've
never heard about
At
that?
least I can't recall. I can't recall someone is. But mind you,
Interesting.
I don't really I don't travel in Canada a lot,
Yeah.
so most people are just ignorant to the island alone.
Oh,
Like
totally.
it's just like Vancouver Island. Y'all got an island too? Like, come on now.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, funny story. So my mom worked for Air Canada for years, and she'll always that poor couple just got married. They're suspecting they're going on a honeymoon to Sydney, Australia. They actually booked for Sydney, Vancouver
No
Island.
way.
Yeah,
How do you
3
fuck that
weeks
up?
on Vancouver Island.
How do you fuck that up?
3 weeks on Vancouver Island.
Like, do you think the husband was just like, babe, you'll never guess who saved us a shit ton of money?
Right? It's like, come
Fucking
on.
Sydney for $800 total. Like,
Yeah.
what?
So
that would be
that's
brutal.
always been a funny one. I was like, poor them.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause yes and no.
Vancouver Island is pretty, but when you're
For 3 weeks? I don't know if I could be a tourist for 3 weeks.
well, when you're expecting to go to Australia,
Yeah, could you imagine, like, I thought this would be a longer plane ride, man. Like,
Right?
really?
totally.
I didn't think we'd see a lot of land. I thought it'd be a lot of ocean.
We would go through different countries to get there.
Holy shit.
Maybe.
Oh, were they? And they were Canadian?
Totally Canadian.
When did it clue in? When they stayed in the domestic terminal, do you think? Or was it like...
No, it's literally when they got registered.
oh
Like they
my
went to the
God.
counter and the person, like the CSA was like, "Oh, so you're going to like Vancouver Island, blah blah blah," and they're like, "No,
No, we're going to Australia
They're
Island.
like, we're going to Australia," and they're like, "No, you're booked for
Oh,
Vancouver Island.
Jesus.
You're doing, let's say Quebec, Toronto, Vancouver Island."
Yeah, that would be... Fuck that.
That's a fail.
That's a divorce.
That's a major fail. I
That
would
marriage
not
did
do
not
that.
last long, that's for
Nope.
sure.
Or you're really suspecting onto like what happened back there.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You're like, who booked it?
Yeah,
Who made that mistake?
somebody fuck. I
Major.
can't get over that. I mean,
Yeah.
I've missed flights before, but I've never booked the wrong destination. I've never gotten off the plane and been like, well, fuck, I went to the wrong place.
Okay, so how did you ever miss a flight? I've never missed. Well, not true.
So-
I've missed a flight, but not because of my not because of.
I've only missed
My
one
fault.
on my own doing,
Okay, good.
but I am probably the worst person in the world to ever travel with. I get hit with the delays. I get hit with the cancellations, with the reroutes. I get hit with it all.
Ooh.
Like one year, I was supposed to meet. I came home from hockey, and my family had already booked because I was supposed to be flying from Alberta, but a
Yeah.
bunch of shit happened. So I came home early to an empty house, and I was going to take a plane from Victoria to Vancouver, Vancouver to Los Angeles, Los Angeles to Las Vegas,
Okay.
because it was last minute booking. I had to do a big hop.
Yeah.
Supposed to meet him there, and it was been like a day worth of traveling at most, maybe like a 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
How
type
long
of deal,
did
right?
that take?
Took me 4 days to get to Las Vegas. Took me 4 fucking days to get to Las
No.
Vegas. Sorry, 3 days, 3.5 days to get to Las Vegas. So I get to the airport initially,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we can't make it. The flight from Vancouver to LA is getting delayed." And sorry, no, it was gonna be a direct. It was gonna be Vancouver to Las Vegas. The original. The
Okay.
original flight was Vancouver to Victoria to Vancouver, Vancouver to Las Vegas.
Okay, so,
So
an easy flight.
That was an easy one, right? That
Easy.
wasn't even the big day. That was like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Done, right?
Not
I could
even.
do that. Yeah. And so I get to the airport, and it was pretty bad because it was during winter. This is where I was meeting him down there for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get to the airport, and I'm like, I'm not going to make my connection. Like, we're pushing it here. And finally they come over the loudspeaker, like, anyone on flight, blah, 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 blah. So they give us the briefing, like, hey, guys, because of the weather, all of our
Mhm.
flights are getting slowed down. You guys aren't going to make your connections. What we're going to do is put you guys on. We need to find everyone's schedules on when we can, because we can't put you all on the same flight.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. All the bullshit. So ended up getting like $200, $600 credit,
Oh, that's not bad.
right? And then also got rerouted for the next day. I was like, I got to make it down. My family's leaving in Las Vegas in like 3 days, and I'd love to experience. And I'd never been to Las Vegas.
No, you want to be
I was
there.
like, I want to experience it. Mind you, I was only 18, but still, I was like, I want to go check it out.
It's an experience.
And no, sorry, I was 20. I was 20, not 21. I was 20.
So close, though. So
Yeah,
close.
right. That was what made it worse at the very end of this. So then, I come back the next day, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm like, it's again shit weather, and I go up to the counter, and someone's like, hey, y'all haven't said anything, but am I gonna make my connection to Vancouver? Absolutely, sir. Yeah, not a worry, not a worry. I was like, okay, cool. Just wanted that
You're
reassurance.
safe.
So then, blah, 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 blah. I think my flight was delayed 20, 30 minutes, something like that, from Victoria to Vancouver. Now, this is the Victoria to Vancouver, Vancouver, LA, LA to Vegas.
Okay.
And so I get to Vancouver, and I am hustling to
Ooh.
my international gate. Like, I'm full sprint. And I was in probably one of the best shapes of my life because I was just coming off my hockey. So I'm just fucking hauling truck.
You can get it done.
I was like, I'm fucking making this flight. Can't stop me.
Yeah, you think.
Yeah, the fucking door was shut. They weren't allowing anyone through because of the weather. Like, no, if you didn't make it in, like, we're shutting the planes down after this. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? I got told I was making this flight. Like, y'all gotta put me through. No, go see the gate or go see the agent working the desk. So I'm in Vancouver, right? I don't have any, like, this is...
You're stuck.
I'm fucked. And I'm 20. I'm like, this is bullshit. I just wanted to just, like... And when I got home originally, I didn't even want to go on the... I was like, fuck it. I don't want to go down to Arizona with you guys. Like, just go do it on your own. Like, I'm just going to stay at home and have a solo Christmas. And they're like, no, you're coming down. You're coming down.
Family.
Yeah, right. I get it. And so I was like, okay, what the fuck? So I went up to the desk initially, and they were going to do nothing. Sorry, missed your flight. I was like, no. Y'all told me I was going to make it. But I was a 20-year-old kid. I was a pushover. So they just rolled over me. So I'm like, Mom, they're not doing anything for me. And I don't know what the fuck to do. And I'm not going to make it home. What the fuck? So my mom gets on. She's like, fucking give it to me. So then I pass the phone to this lady, and I just hear like,
Yep.
so I got a hotel voucher. I got some food vouchers. I'm on the next plane tomorrow. Vancouver to LA, LA to Vegas. Woo! Let's go.
You're ready.
I'm fired up. So it's like 3 a.m. at this point. Takes me to get my flight's at 6, right? So I basically
I'm like, which hotel?
Sorry, no,
How
my
long
flight.
Did you stay
It was
there
like
for?
1 or 2 hours that I was like I had like 1 or 2 hours to kill before I had to
Okay.
get back to the airport. So we like jaunted to the hotel. I had a shower and basically watched an episode of like Friends or something.
That's it.
That was it. And I'm just dead tired at this point. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
cool. I'm going to go get some free food because my food voucher's at the airport. We're just going to go get on this plane and it'll all be good. Thinking everything's good, right? They gave me tickets and shit. I'm thinking my bags are already checked through. They're waiting for me at McCarran Airport, right? I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Get on the plane to in Vancouver. Woo! Feeling good. You know, I got my free food. And get to LA thinking this is gravy. I'm so far so good, baby. Woo!
You're in LA. You're in the States. You're
right?
safe.
I'm at LAX. So no big deal. You know, where I get off and where I got to get back on. It's on the other side of the big U. It's only a kilometer. It's not the end of the world. I'm happy. It's sunshine, right? I'm good, right? So I walk over. I go through security. And I'm like sitting in the gate. I was like, you know what? I just want this to be smooth sailing. I'm going to be the last guy on the plane. So that way when I get on, I know there's no one else, right? And I know I'm all good. So no, it's fine. All good. I'm sitting on my computer doing this. Go to see the lineups getting smaller. I was like, okay, time to go. Get up to there. Hi, Mrs. Like, Marcus coming in. She goes, that's not a real ticket.
What?
Yeah. No, I kid you not. And I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, did I speak the wrong language? No, I was like, that's what they gave me.
You a proper boarding pass?
I was like, that's what they gave me in Vancouver, ma'am. I was like, that's all they gave me. It had bag tickets on the back, right? I don't know what the fuck happened. It was not scanning. It would not work. They're like, you got to go back to WestJet and get them to get you a better ticket, right? So I'm like,
that's why I have a problem with WestJet.
oh yeah, fuck. So then I make
traveling with WestJet ever.
Fuck them. Fuck them. So I make that trip back, that 1 kilometer trip. So now I've walked 2 kilometers in LAX so far.
Yeah.
Nobody's working at WestJet. Yeah, they didn't have anyone working at the gates. So now I got no phone. Now I'm in the States. So I'm fucked, right?
You're stuck.
I got nothing, right?
And Mama's expecting.
Yeah, so
She's waiting for you.
I found a payphone. I found one single lonely payphone at LAX, and thank fucking God it took credit card.
Good.
So I plugged credit card in, and I'm like, Kelly, I'm getting paid. Like, I'm paying $3 a minute here. Let's make this short and sweet. I'm stuck at LAX. They didn't give me a real ticket. Can you please call blah, 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 blah. I was like, I'm going to get on my computer. We can just Skype. She's like, okay. Click. So I get on the computer. I'm like, that was easy. What the fuck? Get the Skype. She's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, holy shit. She's on the phone with like WestJet VIP.
Good.
Like, they're just getting a fucking earful. And my mom is terrifying when she wants something.
Mm-hmm.
She is just terrifying. So she is just lighting these dudes, probably threatening their jobs and shit. Probably like threatening their fucking lives. I don't know what she would do. So I'm sitting in LAX. It's been like 3 hours now since I've got here. And I'm like, well, I'm not making this LA flight.
Yep.
Like, fucking, took off a while ago. And so finally, somehow they're like, okay, go to this guy, this person, blah, 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 blah. So like they're like, oh yeah, I go to a security guy. I'm like, I'm looking for so and so. Yeah, he's on the other side of the building. And then I go, and he's on the other side of the building. And he's on the other side.
I hate when
And
they
he's
do
on the
that.
other side. Walked like 12 kilometers. Like it was a nightmare. And I'm not someone who likes to walk around for no reason. So I was
Yep.
just fucking losing my shit. And finally got to go see this guy. He rings me up a ticket. He goes, okay, here you go, man. You're on the plane now to Las Vegas. Blah blah blah. I was like, oh cool. When does it depart? Yeah, 12 hours. I was like,
What?
I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I was like, I don't give a shit. I know that this is gonna work. I was like, all right. So set in LAX for 12 more hours. I get into Las Vegas at like, I don't know, 3:30 a.m. and we're departing for Arizona at like 7:30.
No. How did you?
I missed the entire trip of Vegas. I think it was a blessing in disguise because I wasn't 21 and I wasn't gonna have a good time anyway. But I got in. I remember getting in. Everyone's like, "Hi!" And they're like, 4 of the 5 are shit faced. You're like, "How was your trip, bro? Yeah." And then my mom's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I just want to go to bed. I just want to get my 4 hours of sleep. I just want to get the fuck to bed." I was like, "This is a joke." So that's like probably one of the more insane stories I have traveling. But
Good job, Marcus.
that's a regular basis of what happens with me when I go traveling. Like shit just hits
Good
the
job.
fan. So finally, this trip to Thailand, I was like, fuck, just whatever comes. I'm like, if you got to stay 4 extra days, like you're gonna have to stay 4 extra days.
Mhm.
You cannot fight it. So actually, it was pretty relatively easy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
No, you're good because I haven't had that bad of stories for myself.
I got a laundry list that I could go. I
No.
could probably do a whole 2-hour podcast of just talking about my travel stories.
Fair
Like they're
enough.
just getting to it, like just the airplane part.
Yeah, I got stuck in Toronto a couple times.
Yeah.
Very young,
But at least you're very young. Then it's
like 13 by myself.
yeah.
Yeah, my godmother lives in Miami, so I was like, "Hey, perfect." My godmother was like, "Come for Christmas, come for your birthday." Went there, came back, got stuck in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, so got stuck there for like 12 hours easy by myself.
Oh, see, 12. That doesn't sound big to me anymore. That's what's terrifying.
Yeah, but when you're 13
When you're 13, for sure.
and you're
sure.
by yourself,
And there was no cell phones, right?
no,
You
so
weren't
payphones.
crushing Candy Crush to kill the time.
You don't have a credit card at
No,
13.
Yeah.
So you have. Thank God, Mom was working for Air Canada because it was like,
Oh, there you go.
it was like people. My mom works for your company.
Yeah.
Help me.
Yeah, I'm a lost child.
I'm panicking right here.
Can someone hold my hand through this?
Right? But thank God, I feel happy that I got that experience so young. Cause
For sure, that's a
Right.
builder. That's a builder.
now we're like, "Poof, whatever happens, whatever happens.
Yeah.
If I'm stuck, I'm stuck."
Yeah, I'm getting real good at sitting in a airport
Right?
for long extended periods. Like I was telling my one buddy when we were coming back, I was like, I've almost hit 24 hours straight in Bangkok in Suratapan. I don't fucking know how to pronounce it.
Something.
BKK. That's how I know it as. The big one, the big airport.
The big one.
And yeah, I think all of my layovers and all this shit, I've almost hit 24 hours of waiting in that airport. Yeah.
That's crazy.
To think about that, it's fucked up, right? Because there's
Yeah.
not a lot of airports that I got
No.
24 hours up, and for some reason, Bangkok's on my list.
Across the world,
hub.
I guess.
It's the shit hub. Yeah, Vancouver and Bangkok are probably the two. And LAX. I spent almost a full day in LAX.
Ooh.
Yeah, fuck
But
that place.
isn't it Bangkok the one where there's like a pool on the roof? I know there's a few in Asia
I'm sure.
that like there's pools on the roof where you can just like go relax and you can have.
I don't know of any pools in the big Bangkok airport, but I'm sure those Asians are crazy over there. They
yeah.
just do whatever the fuck they want.
Totally.
I love it. It's a different
Totally.
world. It's a different world.
Oh, probably one of my next trips. We'll
Yeah. You can go make the ladyboys look pretty.
see. Right?
Some of them do need some help with that makeup, though.
Oh God.
But some of them you're like, holy, like,
Oh, some of them are impressive.
like some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life are
Mhm.
ladyboys, and I'll admit it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I had a weird thought process about that because there was a group of lads in this particular case when I was over there, 3 of them, and they spent roughly around 45 to 50,000 baht their first night between the 3 of them, and that's going to translate to
Few hundreds.
no, a couple thousand. Well,
Oh,
but for them,
okay.
but they were British, so you're probably looking at like, what am I trying to say? So they're like 40 to 1, I think, 50 to 1. So yeah, they're looking at maybe $1,000, £1,000, something like that. It's about
Holy.
$2,000 for us, but 1,000. I think they said 1,200 pounds
Yeah.
between the 3 of them was what the total was, and in one night. And when I put that in
For
perspective,
what?
to put that in perspective, I didn't spend 50,000 baht my trip.
Okay.
In
fair
my
enough.
2.5 week trip, I didn't break their one night record.
Good.
But they were fucking the shit out of ladyboys. Like they I think they each had at least one. I know that.
I'm not surprised.
There was a couple returnees, so somebody double dipped their cone for sure. But I'm thinking to myself, like, because they were in denial. That was the best part. They came down the next morning and
They don't realize it.
we were giving them shit. Like, you fucked a ladyboy. He's like, no, dude, I fingered her. I was like, you fingered her asshole, dude. His asshole. But like straight up,
Yep.
I was like, you banged a ladyboy. But then I'm like, that's gonna be a great fucking story down the road. This is what went through my head, right? This is weird. I was like, this could be
You
a-
love good stories. We have
that's
to say.
right. I live life based on a story, and I'm thinking like, it would be super fucked up and twisted if you intentionally went out looking for a ladyboy as like a super heterosexual man. Shouldn't say super, but as a heterosexual man. But fuck, would that be a funny story if somehow like down the road it just came up organically? Like, man, would you ever fuck a ladyboy? He's like, well, fun story.
Maybe.
But then we got asked a question because we were watching this one movie, A Prayer Before Dawn. Great movie if you're ever looking for Thai prison movies. It's got one of the guys from Peaky Blinders in there.
Okay.
I don't want to paraphrase the movie because I don't really know all the details, but the dudes fuck ladyboys in prison, right? And someone asked us, like the group, "What would you?" And I was like, hands down, not a chance. Like, not a chance. I wouldn't.
Mhm.
Like, I would be smashing a ladyboy in prison for sure. You're only as faithful as your options, right?
There you go.
Like if you, yeah.
And that's the thing is, what can you do in different cultures? Like if you're
It's so
there and
accepted.
you're needing it,
But it's so accepted over
that's
there.
it.
Nobody looks at it weird. Nobody's like, oh, like fucking ladyboys are working. None of the time people give a shit. It's just a part of their culture. And then I'm like, so why does North America have such an issue with this identity crisis right now?
Religion.
Is that what you think it is?
Totally. Totally. If you look at it, it's funny because being in the beauty industry right now,
Mhm.
and I've been doing just for fun my own research.
Shit, yeah, we guess we should start bringing that up.
Just doing my own research. The thing is really about religion.
Mhm.
The white European people that brought whatever religion,
Protestant, Catholic, whatever it may
name
be.
it,
Yeah.
they were so against
The outside, the other.
the fluidity of gender. Because if you look at it, a lot of natives in North America, if you look at their culture 200, 300, 400 years ago, gender fluidity was completely open and
Do you see a lot?
Alright.
I've never. This is the first I've ever been exposed to this stuff.
Not
and
anymore.
So I've never even read about this.
not anymore. But hundreds of years ago, totally, it was completely open and okay.
Yeah, I should know more about the Indians too. Like, just got my status card. I should know way more.
Marcus, come on.
I know. Well, like,
But
yeah.
it depends, and it's all around the world is different.
Well, that's it. Like, perspective. Put yourself in the different shoes, and it's
Mhm.
like, what becomes your reality? What becomes your normal?
And that's why we have to be more accepting.
I just don't understand the resistance of it. Like, sure, it's not what you're used to. It's sure it can be uncomfortable at times if you're unaware. But once you realize, like, who's the crackpots and who are genuinely doing this for themselves and trying to better themselves,
But if you're
it
looking at it,
changes it different.
there you go.
It changes it big time.
If you're looking at it, what does the Bible say?
But the Bible also says you can't cross your fucking fabrics. Like, you can't wear
There you
polyester
go.
and cotton on the same skin.
Right?
I'm like, so where the fuck are you wearing a blended shirt, bro? Like, you
Mhm.
can't. You're already breaking your rules. It
It's
also says,
it's
like,
very interesting.
But doesn't it also say you can like sell women and shit too? Like, there's some fuck that you're supposed to sacrifice
Yep.
animals. Like, we don't do that anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah, that pisses me off. The pick and choose, the fucking the a la carte fucking religion is stupid. Well, I like this one, but I don't like this page. Let's just get
Yeah.
rid of 42. Can we get rid of page 42, please?
And it's just the respect of others. It's literally just the respect of others.
That's what it comes down for me. Is like, sure, I might not agree with 100% of what people are doing these days and why they're doing it, but fuck it. Like,
Mhm.
if they looked at what I'm doing with my life in the same way as I'm looking at what they're doing with their life, like, they wouldn't probably respect what I'm doing,
There you go.
but I would want them to.
Mhm.
So it's like, why not just give them the benefit of the doubt, and until they do something that will warrant me to remove my respect and change my outlook, then fucking
Right.
just give them.
Why not?
Who was I over here? And someone said to their kids, they're like, "Hey, you started this one, Last Chance You on Netflix." He's like, this teacher, because it's based on junior college taking the bad kids from the Division 1
Yeah.
schools, right? And so a lot of the times they're their biggest enemy. They just don't do work or whatever because they've been pampered or whatever the case is. But in the classroom, this lady goes, well, you all start with A's. You start every year with straight A's. You got it's just keeping them, right? It's like, okay, why don't we take that philosophy and put it into people? Everyone is 100% in your book until otherwise. So
Prove yourself that you don't deserve my respect.
Don't look at him and say, oh, he's an asshole.
That's
if you
it.
don't know him, look at him and say, this is the greatest guy I know, until they open their mouth or until they do an action that change that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you look, okay, let's talk about gender fluidity for a sec. Okay. If you look at their thought process, okay, let's go from the part where we know human beings supposedly only uses 10 to 15% of their brain.
I'm pretty sure that's been debunked a while ago.
Right? No, but like that's the perception though.
A lot of people believe that for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you think that, and then you put the part of someone is not comfortable in their own body.
Yeah.
Why don't they have the rights of just being comfortable in their own body?
Well, I think it's because the internet's really fucked the world up. The internet has fucked the way we interact with people up, and we haven't adapted the way we interact with people to catch up with technology.
Totally.
Like everyone relies on face-to-face still, and they get pissed off when they can't, when it's purely technological based. But when that becomes a really convenient way to talk to people, no one complains about it.
Absolutely.
Right. But when you want to get something done and you can't sit there and make sure that the person's,
actually going to be doing it properly,
or at least has seen your attempt at a message or a reach out, and they you don't know if they're reacting to it or if they've seen it or if they're ignoring you. So you start fucking with your own head that way. And until we fix the disconnect of the way we communicate as humans and the way we communicate with technology,
absolutely,
I think we're always going to get these confusing people, because you have these super forward thinkers who they live in the world of technology and internet, which is very open, very fast paced, and very forward moving. You don't see a lot of shit drag people down on the internet because it just gets wiped away, or that niche gets grown in their own little dark corner of it, right?
Totally.
There's enough space for everybody. But then when you blend the two, you blend the people in the real world that are trying to figure their gender identity crisis out, and you blend the people that are online and they have a different set of rules on how they can go ahead and express themselves, and then you put them in the same area because they have the common goal, right? With these rallies, with these protests. That's where you get that fucking wild, crazy spectrum of people, and that's where the disconnect is, because there's so many different groups with this gender identity. I don't know who to listen to. I don't know who is the authoritative voice, and if there should be one or if there is one.
I don't think there should be one.
But so who is the right one to listen to versus the wrong one, right? Because what happens when the person who's claiming to be a dolphin, because that's how they want to identify, right? They're on the same stage as someone who is legitimately terrified at who they're becoming because they don't feel comfortable. It's just too much of for me, it's too much of a contrast. So I just say, fuck it, go do what you want to do. I'm not going to say, right? Like, it's like, just don't bleed into my world, right? Go do you. I have no problem.
Mutual respect.
But we're also in a bubble in Vancouver Island. Like, we don't see a lot of this stuff the way that a lot of the big cities in the States do.
True. But I personally find that we have one of the biggest hubs in Canada, if not in North America, regarding... Totally.
You're talking to a complete ignorant about this? So
absolutely.
Regarding educate me.
LGBTQ,
yeah,
we have one of the biggest hubs.
Do we?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
The community is huge, first and foremost.
Fuck yeah.
We have some of the best specialists regarding plastic surgery, regarding all of those surgeries that they need.
It seems to be more of a common thing, this gender reassignment in Canada, because you hear about it all the time in the States.
It's more open.
But now in Canada, at least, I personally know of one. And then I'm aware of a couple other friends of friends who are going through their transitions. And it's like, shit, 5 years ago, that would have been crazy to hear, let alone, like go back before our generations when people were super close-minded.
Definitely.
That would have fucked people up. Like, oh, who's this? It's like, this is my brother who was my sister, or my sister who was my brother, or whatever the case is. It's like, that would have fucked people up back in the day.
Well, it's super interesting because I'm regarding like having clients coming up to me and being like, so I'm looking to learn. They can be whatever they want to be. And it's just trying to figure out where to make them comfortable.
So a lot of your job with the makeup,
yeah,
you do a lot of styling, right? And
at
your job, you do a lot of, or what's the correct term for that. Like,
Makeup artist
Yeah,
slash hairdresser.
but like, so what
mostly
would you say? What's the act of you doing you? Is it doing
me
makeup?
doing me? That's always a good question.
But like at your work, so
I
like
do.
if for me, for my job right now, I'm a salesman at work,
Yeah.
right? So I sell things. So, but I'm in retail sales, right?
If
You're
I'm-
in makeup or you're in the beauty salon. So what do you? How would you describe it?
There's a few different parts.
Okay.
There's definitely the selling part.
Yeah.
Like you're always looking at selling,
I think life
what
is,
it is.
in life you got to be a salesman.
right?
Yeah.
You have to sell yourself. You have to prove yourself. Whatever.
Well, if you're gonna sell yourself, I hope it's for a lot of money.
Well, I hope so. Come on, you need it, right?
Couple
But-
grand, guys. Couple grand.
But if you're looking at it, I'm more someone, and like we've had a few talks about that,
Yeah.
where I'm looking at that person and I'm like being like, what can I do for you?
Mm-hmm.
What can I help you with?
Yeah.
I wish as a younger person, when I was a teenager and I wasn't super comfortable with my own body and my own brain, having that person being, hey, what can I do for you?
Mm-hmm.
How can I best support you?
But you're also someone who has a genuine interest. Like, how many people ask that
Definitely.
question and just as part of the
Not
you
that
know,
many.
It's just part of the motion.
Not
No.
that many. For me, I prefer helping if I'm at work and I'm in work mode.
Mhm.
I will prefer spending my time helping that person that
Mhm.
maybe have physical dysmorphia, has mental dysmorphia, or you're looking at someone that had Bell palsy or an actual like physical problem,
Mhm.
than spending time, sadly to say, with that person that almost have like perfect features.
Yeah,
It's
fuck
more
those
interest-
people, assholes.
Well, it's just more interesting for me. I just find that I grow more about it
Yeah.
because
No,
of
I can
it.
respect that. A, they probably have a wicked story to tell,
Totally.
and B, yeah, there's a weird like greedy satisfaction to helping people. It's one of the most, I say, helping others is one of the most selfish things you can do for yourself,
And
but in a good way.
that's it. Because for me, it's rewarding knowing that they'll be much happier with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally what it is.
So you're a firm believer that makeup is like a tool for confidence.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, other fun thing. A lot, and I'm gonna go straight up for men's perception of beauty.
Yeah.
And women's perception of beauty.
Yeah, and
Right?
hit me
Men often think that women will do makeup for them.
for the man.
Yeah, totally. A lot of people will believe that it's a form of seduction. It is, definitely from different cultures.
Yeah.
You can look at geishas.
Well, the Egyptians, I think the
Japan.
Egyptians had makeup. I think
Egyptians,
they started the makeup
yeah,
trend.
absolutely.
Well, I shouldn't say started,
Egyptians and Greek.
but the Greeks, yeah.
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 Well, same.
Yeah. Well,
time of
I
age,
know that there was,
basically.
I know that they would wear lipstick and things like that. More so for
Absolutely.
burial stuff, I believe, but
Mostly
also like
burial
the pharaohs,
stuff,
but regardless,
yeah.
fuck it.
No problem. That would be another like full podcast.
It could be, yeah.
Trust me, there's books about that are so interesting.
really?
It's crazy.
Oh, cool.
People have been, a lot of makeup artists have been working on the history of makeup, and it's really interesting.
That'd be
and
super cool.
Really creepy.
I
Really
bet,
creepy.
right? Because
Yeah.
Well, we'll skip the origins of makeup for
Let's
now.
go for something else.
But so the perception of beauty.
Yeah, so a lot of men do believe that women wear makeup for seduction,
I used to.
and right,
I used
and
to.
for men, contrary. I'm sorry, dudes. That's not what it is.
It's purely for
about.
them. Those 2 hours,
Totally.
the 2 hours of your old lady getting ready. It's purely for her.
Totally.
Yeah, that's her time. That's
Yep.
that's your together time, but it's her time.
Because I feel for probably the fast pace of life right now, having that, some people will take 15 minutes, some people will take 2 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's their time. It's their time to just like think about life, try to figure out what they want, and then make them feel confident and comfortable in their own body.
Yeah, there's it's always that 5 minutes after the makeup gets on that the old lady or whoever, like the females would, if it went well, like they're hyped. There's a hype zone right there.
Totally.
Like, that's the turn up moment.
And
right
trust
there.
me, if it's not going well,
Oh, it's
you're gonna get the wrath for the rest
yeah,
of the day.
it's a nightmare. Yeah, yeah.
It's not gonna be good.
No.
But yeah, it's all about making someone comfortable, and that's why so many men now surprisingly are coming to makeup artists.
Okay, well, that was where I wanted to go with. So in the Beijing airport,
Yep.
it was almost 60-40 men advertisements for makeup to women advertisements for makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of threw me off because I remember, I don't know, 5-6 years ago I saw it was like foundation for men, but they like man makeup or makeup. It was some clever ass name, some cleverly marketed name.
Never heard about that.
Man
but
cup. I don't
makeup
know.
is
But
for
it was
men or women.
no, but this was marketed
For men?
and packaged mostly for men, so that they could
Interesting.
put this in the middle of their sink or whatever, like in their bathroom, and not
Mhm.
have to worry about hiding makeup because it just looked like a a
Interesting.
man's.
Okay.
And so,
I totally see that.
but is there now more of an uptick? Because I see that like dudes take care of themselves way more these days.
Absolutely.
At least our generation, like my generation, your generation, that mix.
Yeah.
I just see guys are not afraid. There's a fucking spa downtown that's
For
just
men.
for men. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I was like, God damn, it's about time. Like, I love getting a mani-pedi. Don't get wrong. Shit.
it's good.
I love it.
It's good.
Spa days are the most fun
Right?
I've ever had in my life.
But that's the thing is a lot of people are scared about like coming to a store or coming to a makeup artist and be like, dude, help me.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not scary.
I wish my ego would have got dropped in high school because I had like the worst acne in grade 10 and 11. I looked like fucking large pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
Extra cheese, bro.
I had cystic acne up until 2 years ago, and I've been a makeup artist for 11. So
Oh yeah, I still get acne. I still getting it.
it's life. It's
Yeah, shit happens. I'm way more accepting of it now.
right.
That's the issue. I wish I could have had that kind of like fake false confidence. Like, oh yeah, I can do this.
But again, skincare.
See,
It's not scary.
Yeah, I know.
It's not scary.
My shit was genetic though. That was the thing,
Mhm.
right? Because I was doing like the blue laser technology,
The blue laser,
Yeah,
probably Accutane.
and that was I knew to stay away from Accutane because my buddy's brother had serious liver issues. But I was scouring every corner of the internet. I would take whatever thing I could get my hands on, and then would always go back to Proactive just because it was the shit. It was the closest thing to the best one. But then I found this one company, acne.org. I don't even know if they're still around. That fucking formula that homeboy, I think his name's Dan. Shout out Dan from acne.org. That thing cleared my skin up like that.
It's crazy.
You find something that works that your body likes and will adapt to, and you get on a regimen. I was like, oh shit.
Taking care of your body.
Yeah.
Like how many teenagers that are into sports will have so much acne or skin problems?
Just because they're not taking care, yeah.
They're sweating.
You're constantly getting that dirt in there.
There you go. They're not taking care of their skin.
How many teenagers shower every day?
Right?
Like that's a low number.
Teenager
males. Teenager
shampoo
males.
for the face and the body at the same time, and then they're like, "I'm clean, I'm good," and then they come back and they're like, "Why do I have like so much acne on my face?"
Yeah.
It's so funny, and it's funny now that there is again some brands that are very targeted for men, and then for us that are in the beauty industry, we're like, well, every single brand is for men and women. Yeah, the packaging might be pink, but dear God, if you can get over that,
well, yeah,
it's going to be the best product for you.
If you're not going to fix your skin because you don't want the pink package in your head, like, fuck you. You deserve those pimples, bro.
But it happens all the time. That's the funny thing. Or you get the mom coming for her son.
Oh.
And then we're like,
He told me to get this one. It's like,
not even. She's like, I need this for my son. And then we're like, okay, asking questions, like trying to figure out. She's like, just looking at you. She's like, I can't answer that. I'm like, yeah, that's why I need your kid here.
Yeah, that's why we should have.
Like, I need your kid here so I can actually like figure out what's happening.
You could just tell the parents like, okay, your son's gonna have to get over this shit sooner or later. Just bring him to the fucking store. And we're gonna teach him how to cover this up himself.
Totally. Well, for me, it's funny because I'm pretty much like the oldest in my family. So I have all of my aunts and uncles that are sending me emails and being like, can you deal with your cousin? Can you like figure this out for me? I'm like, okay, my best guy friend who's a football player.
Yeah.
Like for how many years when he was playing like like Canadian League football and had like acne and everything. And every time I was like, dude, just let me take care of your skin for 5 minutes and you'll be okay.
Oh, I bet you see some people too, like, people and you're just like, oh God, they're not listening to me.
Oh yeah. Well, it goes from skincare to makeup. Trust me.
Yeah.
When you see that contour and that like very bad blend, and you're like, no.
So walk me through this. No. When I see those YouTube videos with all those like girls with the Simba lines all over their faces.
The contouring.
Is that what that is? That's contouring. So how does it magically go from like Rafiki just made a mess on your face to the little sponge just going whoop, 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 and then they just look like movie star quality? How does that work?
Okay, so that is called science.
Yeah. No, that's called fucking magic.
So there is a science behind all of that called morphology. Morphology.
I like it. Don't worry about it.
So morphology is basically the science of features.
Oh, so you're working with your own bone structure.
There you go. So if you look at pretty much anyone's face,
Yeah.
no one is symmetrical.
No.
I think what they proved like maybe a few years ago that the person that was like the most symmetrical on planet Earth was Angelina Jolie.
And she's not even symmetrical.
And she's not even symmetrical.
To get off topic, my favorite, have you seen the photo of Tom Cruise? He's got a tooth in the middle of his face.
Yes, I know. I love that. It's so hilarious.
I don't know if it's true or not, or someone just
No,
photoshopped the shit.
It is.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that shit.
Or you, like, they decoupage the face and then, like, fold it in half.
Yeah, they do the same.
Everything
Oh,
is, like,
yeah. Oh, I love it. I love finding out people are normal.
Or they look like monsters, literally. And you're
Well,
like,
have you done the left side and then the right side?
Yep.
I love those
It's
ones
hilarious.
too. Yeah, you look like different people.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. But it is a science. It's called morphology. I find that it's not as well known as it should be.
Aside from all those crazy YouTube videos where they just go from like I said,
they don't
racing
explain
stripes.
it.
No, and that's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
My favorite's when the boyfriends get to do the dub
yeah,
over.
that's-
Oh, those are the best. Those are the best.
Glam Life Guru, her
Yeah.
husband, phenomenal, and she got her stepson to do it.
Ooh.
Like, Tati is hilarious by herself, but her stepson is like 18 years old, and he's going for it.
Oh my god, I love that.
Hilarious! You have to watch that in your life, like
I've
once
definitely.
in your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the science of morphology is just like rebalancing your features.
So how do you learn that? How do you like get good at morphology? Is it artistic? Is it
a lot of people watching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just figuring out
Angles
and what would look good.
Totally. What I loved when I did makeup school, the teacher that taught me what he would made us do is basically on bare face, just grab a pencil and literally just like scalp the face down
To start
with pencils to try to like
that's kinda
find what are the balances and everything. It's super interesting. And then you just develop your eyes to that.
Huh.
Literally hours and hours of studying.
And just doing it.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, can you come over for 5 hours? I'm going to do your makeup like 6 times.
Oh, yeah, totally. Totally. Or what I tell clients is like, do it before you go to bed. Do it before you go take your shower.
Yeah.
Just have fun.
Have something that you can
take
just,
like that half hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's literally just like, and those makeup artists are really good at doing their own makeup.
True.
I'm not going to say that they're good at doing everyone else's makeup.
Well, you never know. You don't know, right?
You don't know? But I've seen a few of them like trying to do makeup on other YouTubers, and then you're like, what the hell?
Yeah. Oh, you suck. You suck, girl.
Yeah.
Go practice your morphology.
Yeah. It's not all of them that like worked in companies too, like worked in beauty stores.
Yeah. They just kind of picked it up, hobby, whatever the case.
So it's
may be.
very interesting. Yeah.
But it just blows me away all the talent that you see with the makeup world. Like it's
absolutely.
some people making themselves look like Ewoks from Star Wars. You're
yeah.
like, how the fuck? Where's your face? Like,
there's a guy. His name is called Alexis Stone.
Not Patrick Star. I know that one.
No, Patrick Star is amazing.
I love that because I walk in on my girlfriend watches it. Like Steph watches it all this shit all the time.
I know. I recommend Patrick Star to Steph.
Patrick Star is hilarious.
He's amazing, and he's someone that comes from working at Mac for years before becoming a YouTuber. You look at his work, you'll always see him working on other people and being actually very talented, and they look good.
Yeah.
To now he's partnering up for a year with Mac and has his own little like brand with Mac for a year.
That's
so
dope.
It's like,
I hope he's doing starfish containers. I hope so.
Right?
Yeah, you have to. That's a waste of an opportunity.
There you go. But Alexis Stone, he's creepy.
He's creepy.
Oh yeah. Well, he's excessively talented. But he will transform himself in literally everyone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the zippers. Those are other ones that I fuck with.
Yeah, the zippers, and you see the skin underneath it.
Fuck.
Well, that was a plan. That's something I had in mind for a photo shoot last year that we did.
Like those ones where it's right up the face ones fuck me up.
Yeah.
Because I was close to having that done to me. Like when I fractured my skull, they were going to cut the top of my head and peel my face back. So I look at that shit way differently now because I'm like, that was almost a reality for me. Fuck y'all.
Definitely. Definitely. It's just like glued with latex. Yeah.
When you can break it down, you can remove the illusion. You're like, okay, it's not. It's just like,
easy.
It looks like you just got jam on your face and put a zipper. But when the magic's kicking in, you're like, ooh.
Definitely.
Some lighting, the crazy costume. Like,
have you ever watched Face Off on Sci-Fi?
That's Nick Cage and John Travolta, and they changed the face over, right?
No, there's a TV show.
Did they make it a TV show?
So it's a TV show. It's actually basically they take like 12 makeup artists.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I know where you all are going, and I'm like, We're not
not
going
related
to
to
the
the
same
movie
place.
at all.
No, they actually like it's a full like competition.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
They do like creepy shit. They do monsters. They do blood. They do
So it's
gore.
like that tattoo. What was that? Inked, but for makeup.
There you go.
Okay, that's cool. I could dig
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Especially being on the sci-fi, I'm sure it's really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
And
just
they have like top makeup artists working with them and judging
shit.
them.
When are we gonna get you on?
No.
Can you-
No
can you
gore.
can you do the crazy stuff?
No gore.
You don't like the gory
No
stuff?
gore.
You turned us into skeletons last Halloween. though.
Yeah.
That's about as crazy as it gets.
I could do crazier.
But just no gore.
Mm.
You're not a blood. You don't like blood?
No.
No?
No.
You got a bunch of it floating in you right now.
I know, right?
You're okay if it's
I
contained.
can't.
It's when it gets
Can't
loose.
deal with blood.
Don't let the blood get
Do
loose.
you want to see me faint right away?
Oh, it's that bad.
Oh,
eh?
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
How did that start?
I wish I knew.
You don't. It's just
One
always
memory I have, and I will like, dude. I'm turning 30 this year, so since
the
I'm
dirty
4,
30.
yeah, Vegas.
Oh.
Since I'm 4, every time a needle's not tattoos, if I get blood work done, every time a needle goes in, I faint.
Really? But you can get the tattoos.
Get the tattoos, no problem.
Even if you bleed when you tattoo?
Oh yeah, I got
Huh.
like 2 of them done in like 40 minutes. That's
Wow.
not a problem. But the moment
But
blood
you
work?
knew the blood was there.
I'm done.
So what if she's like, hey, we're just going to take a really deep tattoo?
Yeah.
Is it a mental thing, you think, or is it
I-
just like the physical?
Physical.
Oh, really?
Totally
Well, I guess,
physical.
yeah, you do notice that you're getting a chunk of blood getting ripped out of you.
It's not
right?
even that. It's the feeling of the needle going in and out.
I can dig that, though. I fucking hate needles.
Like the needle will go in, I'll faint, then I'll like come back within 10 seconds and I can like literally watch it.
Oh,
I'm just
God.
like, oh, I'm good. But again, can't do blood.
Oh.
Can do blood. I can.
What's it like fainting? I've only ever been knocked out.
No, I faint.
What's it like to faint?
You don't even realize it.
Is it just like,
It's like, ugh. And then
oh,
you're like, okay, come back.
oh.
Still at 30, I need the mom to come with me because they.
Hey, there's nothing
nurses
wrong with that.
laugh.
There's nothing wrong with that.
They're like, my foot. So literally, yesterday at the hospital, same thing. I told them, I was like, so be aware.
Oh yeah,
I
I
will
guess
faint.
for anyone not watching on YouTube, Jordan walked in with his big moon boot. She got the walking boot on
Got the walking boot.
because you got to take care of those ankles. Those
Yeah.
they're just shit.
Oh, they're the worst.
Well, because that's if I'm learning that you got to take care of the body from like the ground up, right?
Totally.
Because if your ankle's fucked, then it transfers to your knee, and then if your knee gets
Then
fucked, it goes to your hip,
hips,
and then your
hips,
hips, back,
shoulders,
Yeah,
shoulders.
you know the drill.
Always.
You know the drill.
Yeah, and literally, like, I was just walking, my ankle rolled, and that was it.
Yeah.
And like,
And then it's just it. Yeah, it's
That's
over.
it.
But it's just something as simple as that, and it just
Yeah.
shuts you down, right?
mm-hmm.
You're like, ah, fuck.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
waddled myself back.
Well, that's the
in
thing.
the
You're
back
supposed,
room.
you're supposed to keep it moving too, and you're like, oh, I'm not.
Well,
step, but
that's the thing, is,
it's
like,
such a balance.
What years ago was when you would have like a sprained ankle, they were like, don't touch it.
Yeah, just
keep
stay.
it elevated for like a
And
week
then
and blah,
shit
blah, blah.
seizes up, tightens up.
Yeah.
Then
And
you
the
gotta
doctor yesterday was like, no, the moment you can start putting pressure on it and you can start walking,
Y-
walk.
Get going.
And I was like, oh, okay. So they gave me crutches. I was like, I have an air cast.
Yeah.
I'm not doing crutches.
No, you get going
I
you
need
get
to
going.
like,
for
I was
sure.
like, air cast, chop it up. I'm good.
Well, if you need physical therapy, we got a great guy we can recommend, John Kane of Kane Rehab.
Heard about him.
He's a really good guy, actually. But no, he's cool. He's all about the mental game along
Mhm.
with the physical. Once we release that episode, but
Makes a difference.
he's saying this is a shift in medicine right now. Is that you're seeing a lot more people take on mental health along with the
Mhm.
physical health as well.
Well, everything is a balance. Everything is a balance of energy.
Mm-hmm. That's
If
a great way of
the
putting
mental is not working, the body will not work, and vice versa.
it. Yeah. I was
It's
really
always
blown
a
away by
balance.
that when he told me that sometimes he can't work on patients physically because they have so much mental
Mm-hmm.
anxiety or depression or something. I was like, oh, that's I've been having a tough time kind of realizing that like
Mhm.
that shit will come with you in
Mhm.
other aspects of your life.
Well, the brain is interesting. Again, the brain will do whatever it wants to do. You just don't realize it.
Well, like, so what are we? Are we a brain that controls a vessel, or are we a conscious thing that controls a brain? Like, that's another thing that keeps you up at
Right?
night. It's like, who's in charge?
Who's
Bec-
taking care of
because
all of it?
What's a thought? Like, where does a thought come from? How do
Mhm.
you create a thought?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we can't control our thoughts, okay,
Mhm.
you know, I can feel like I'm in control of this, or is that
Are you really in control though?
what's firing this signal off? Okay, the
Mhm.
brain. Okay, well, how did it get the information to fire this off? Where did
Yep.
that come from? Fucks me up. This shit keeps me up at night all the time. It keeps me up at night all the time.
Way too many questions, Marcus.
I
Way
know,
too many
right?
questions.
Welcome to a day in my life.
Right. Oh, day in my life too. I have to say.
What
No lie.
speaking of day in your life, what is the hardest part of makeup? Because I feel like as an outsider perspective, everything.
In which way?
Well, I don't know. Like what's the most complex form of makeup? Like I don't know. Like lipstick, I find is very easy. Pick a color, slap it on, you're good to go, right?
Okay.
Eye shades, fucking wow. Like I bought Steph this Too Faced thing. What is it?
The Too Faced palette. Yep.
So a palette, right?
Mhm.
So that's you can combine those colors. You can they're meant to put some on top of each other, below each other.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Science.
I'm so shook by all of this makeup outside of the lip stuff because I feel like I could if
you could nail lipstick.
my girlfriend was like, "Hey, I need you to go buy me some lipstick." Like, fuck it, on it. Do you want
right?
like what's the little one? The what's the outlining one?
A lip liner.
Yeah. Do you want some lip liner too? I could probably pick
Like,
you
do
out
you
some of that.
do you need the matchy color? Like
The lips, I feel like fucking down. I got it down pat. Everything else, I'm lost.
it's okay. So it starts, and it will always starts with the skin. We're going back.
We're
to
not. We don't
skincare.
start with the lips.
No.
It's not the lip. See, I
No,
always figured.
lips is like the last thing.
What the fuck? I always figured like they pick the lip color
No.
because that's what always pops. The lips always
No.
pop over everything else in my eyes.
No.
Starts with the skin.
Starts with the skin. Starts with finding.
So let's walk me through. Say I'm
Okay,
a beautiful
okay.
female. Walk me through. Beautiful female and I
okay.
or I'm just a feminine male and I just want to fucking
If I get a client in my chair, easy peasy. We start with skincare.
skincare.
So type of skin.
Yeah.
Oily, dry, dehydrated, textured,
I don't know.
acne,
I don't know.
right?
I'm useless.
So we start with that.
Okay.
And then from there, it's trying to figure out what is the event. Is it a wedding? Is it
I just want to
theater?
look pretty
Is it-
for a date night.
there you
Or
go.
Friday night date night.
So
Make me
from
look pretty.
there-
Make me look like a 7, Jord. I don't want to go for the 9 or the 10, but like a 7, you know?
Oh, Marcus, come
Yeah.
on.
No,
We
I
need
want
to
him I
we
want him
need
to feel
get you to a 10.
I want him to feel like he's with the 10, but I just want to know I'm at a 7. I don't want to
Okay.
I don't want to show him
Okay.
the goods just quite yet, right? Just
Fair
give a little
enough.
tease, little skin.
So definitely, like, from there, we go into, like, complexion. So foundation, concealer.
That's a
like-
complexion thing?
Oh, yeah.
So what are the uses of
Contouring, bronzer, blush.
fuck me, you're up.
Right there, you're lost.
Right over the head. Foundation, that's the one I hear.
Hmm.
So foundation is that as simple as it sounds? It's the
No.
foundation?
Well, yes.
Okay.
So foundation is basically what will neutralize the color on the skin.
So this is like our primer for paint. We're priming the wall.
That's your paint.
Oh, the foundations are paint.
Because we do have a primer to prime the wall.
So we got something to like strip the skin of all the like.
Yeah.
And then we
Then
put
we
our
prime
first coat.
with a primer.
We got a primer and then first coat is foundation.
There you go.
Okay, so now we started painting our wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what's the
So
next
you're
step?
totally at the right place.
Yeah, so we got to do this in a painting analogy.
Right?
Okay, so now that we got our first coat of foundation down, what's the next step after foundation?
Normally, okay, I'll tell you the way most people do it.
Yeah.
So you're looking at foundation.
Okay,
So complexion, we call it complexion. So
and
you're
that's
looking,
those are like those like the nudes and the taupes and the
no, that's eyes.
Oh fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
so but they're basic. They're gonna be basic skin colors. Is your
Yeah, so
foundation.
you're looking at like yellow, red, neutral,
just basic.
olive,
And you just want to get like a single tone.
an overall color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some foundation will be a
Fellas, take
sheer
some notes.
coverage.
Take some notes, fellas. We're going on
Right?
this journey
We're
together.
doing good. We're doing good. So you want like a sheer coverage, or some people are like full coverage where they want to hide everything. You don't-
Okay.
So some
Is
people
that where
like,
it looks like it's like caked on?
Yes.
Okay. Too
But
much foundation.
the cakey problem
Uh-oh.
often is going to be
We can negate
a
that.
mix of ingredients or products that are not matching together.
It's not too much. It doesn't always have to be too much. It could be a
That's it.
mixture issue.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's often the problem, actually.
Oh, really? That's the
Yeah.
majority. Okay.
Or the client is like, oh, I use like super matte products and like my foundation is like matte, but my skin is super dehydrated and I'm not putting moisturizer on.
Yeah,
so
yeah. They just didn't. They
just doesn't
didn't
work.
clean the wall first.
There you
That's
go.
What it was.
You
yeah.
have to hydrate the wall.
Listen, man, I'm gonna make this as easy for myself to understand as possible. Okay, I can actually translate this shit into knowledge in the real world.
Good. Steph is gonna be impressed.
Yeah, all the old ladies and guys are gonna make them. Girlfriends are gonna be making dudes watch this. We're gonna have a shit ton of views. on this one.
Totally.
You gotta fucking watch this, Jeremy. You don't know shit about makeup. You fucking asshole.
You know what? We should totally do one that
yeah.
you do your own makeup.
Fuck it, let's do it.
I'll
I'm
bring
down.
my kit.
I'm down.
Let's do that.
Okay, fuck
Let's
yeah.
do that.
There
Well,
we go.
you'll-
John, we'll have to bring John over. John will...
He's like, we're ready. We're
Done. I'll
doing it."
shave. I can shave down and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, done.
Totally.
And then we can finish off with me applying it on Steph.
Oh, that would be
I'll do
hilarious.
Steph's makeup for the night.
That
But
would
anyway,
be-
'cause so
Okay,
after the
so-
foundation.
Foundation, you have your concealer.
Okay.
So people that have like very dark circles underneath your
Yeah,
eyes
I
look
got a big
tired.
One. I got a big line.
There you
I'm
go.
always tired.
So concealer, then you're looking at like bronzer to give back some color into the skin.
You gotta make it pop, make that skin pop.
Contour.
Little contour.
Little contour.
What's that shit called again? Oh, fuck this. Don't look at me like that.
Highlight?
No, what was the
Blush?
science thing we were talking about?
Morphology.
Morphology. Get your morphology off with that contour, baby.
Right?
Yeah.
So contouring, a mishap often is
Uh-oh.
people will do it way too low, so they look super sick. So you want
But I like that. I like that. That's that indented face look.
Yes and
You get
no.
that solid jawline going. You could cut a fucking apple with it.
Right? The problem is if you do it too low, then you look sick.
Oh, we don't want to look sick. I mean, unless you want to look sick.
Right? Or then they don't blend it enough. So you get that, like the teenagers right now.
Yeah.
You get the big, like, gray stripe right on the.
Has
like, on
someone?
the
Have you ever
cheek.
seen someone try to do the Rafikis and then they just?
Oh, yeah.
They don't blend it properly and
Totally.
it looks like a shitty sunset someone painted.
Sometime I wish I had like my brushes with me at all times, and then like stop someone and be like, "Okay, give
That
me a
would
sec.
be-
I need to fix this."
That
up."
would be some funny content if we could just let you loose downtown. Let me
Right?
fix that. Let me.
I would totally do it. I would totally
Oh
do
fuck
it.
yeah, man! Let's do it.
So then we have so we have the contouring situation.
Mhm.
A big trend lately is brows. So people just like filling in their brows, over tweezing situations.
So I let the girlfriend just tweeze.
Right. Well,
Let her
no.
tweeze away.
If they over
She
tweet,
tweezes.
well, oh, she does yours.
She plucks my eyebrows. No, she hasn't in a while, but she usually does.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't. She. Oh, well, because I'm a little bitch. I hate beauty pain. I hate beauty pain.
Oh, come on, Marcus.
So like, getting my eyebrow plucked is just the worst thing in the world.
Ice it up. Literally numb your skin with an ice pack first, and then just get her to do it.
So I don't want to make it a big deal. It's just like, just hit it while I'm playing some video games, babe. Like, let's go. Make it, come on, let's go.
Fair enough.
But I will stop her, like, after a while.
Fair enough.
But I don't think she really knows what the fuck she's doing, because it shouldn't hurt that much. Like, it's eyebrows. I pluck my shit all the time every once in a while. It doesn't hurt. But when she does it, apparently it's the most fucking painful thing in the goddamn
Is it
world.
because she's like nipping at the skin, or is it just?
I don't know.
Well, pain will always feel less painful when you're in control of your own pain,
That's true. That's a good way of
right?
Yeah, I could rationalize it that way.
So if
I
you're
just
getting
think she's
someone else to
I
do,
think she's taking her shot. I think she's like, "Yep, I'm in control." And like, I'm
no,
gonna
she's
fucking
too sweet to
I'm
do
gonna
that.
you hurt, you shithead.
Oh no, poor Steph.
Fucking let me pick the restaurants or the movies, and fuck. That's just my personal opinion.
Oh, she's way too sweet to do that.
You know her in a different light, Jordan. You
Oh,
know her in
true.
a different light.
Oh, true.
Okay, so
Brows,
after all the brows,
eyes,
then we go into the eyes.
eyes.
So how
So the famous eyeshadow palettes that are very
Yeah.
confusing.
extremely? I mean, and also who's coming up with the names? Like,
The brands.
holy fuck!
So there's people-
stupid sometimes. I saw the Rihanna one. It's
Yeah.
like, wasabi green. Well, no shit. Wasabi's green. We don't have to put the green. Just put wasabi. That's a better way of describing your green. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being an ignorant.
No, you're
dickhead.
not.
I think that some of the names are just, or like, what was that?
Have you heard about the NARS names?
No, hit me.
Okay. Orgasm,
Oh yeah. No, see, I like this shit. I like the over the top stuff.
deep throat,
Oh.
Amor. Yeah, so that's NARS. NARS have fun with
See,
very
I would-
bold names.
And I'd rather go completely off the track than try to be blatantly obvious. Like, we're wasabi green.
Uh,
Or like,
well,
we're midnight purple.
they always have like a thematic on palettes or whatever they bring out, so it
Mhm.
has to fit with the theme.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like,
I can understand it, but I just think they're lazy with them. I think they could do a much better job.
well,
But I'm like,
it
I like
depends.
the market shit too, right? So I'm
Yeah.
always gonna think they're doing a shitty job unless it's my unless it's
And
me naming them.
another thing, it has to be attractive to the woman.
That's true. That's true. I'm only looking through it through a man's eyes. That's fair.
Like, I don't know. Like, okay, I get wasabi green, but there's other names sometimes that you're like,
I'm just really
wouldn't
like that
put that
wasabi
in
one's
there.
sticking in my head because
Fair
that
enough.
drove me nuts.
Fair enough.
Like that's like calling something orange or tangerine orange.
Hey,
But it's so lazy. It's so
but the
lazy.
thing, okay, so you know the situation, and I don't know how many lipsticks Steph's has. I have quite a few hundreds.
Yeah.
But we have to be able to separate the colors. So
That's-
if there's one that's tangerine
that's what I'm
orange and then the
saying.
other one is tangerine, they're gonna be different.
But I'm saying like, then why not go like summertime tangerine orange? Like hit me with at least another adjective.
Well, the other thing is you have to keep in mind there's
couple
so
more
much
syllables.
space on a packaging.
Yeah, you can make it work. You can always make packaging work. Packaging's easy.
Fair enough. But still, it's like if the eyeshadow is, let's say, like a very small square, they don't have space to put like 3
That's fair.
phrases
That's fair.
for a name.
That's fair. I'm
Right?
I'm on the outside looking in. That's
Right?
fair. I get you on that one.
Okay, so what's your questions with eyeshadows?
Yeah, where do
seem
you
confused.
start? Because like how do you get these crazy eyes? How do these women do this? It's a hidden beauty in the world that I don't think most people know how fucking intense that is to go
Yeah.
from 0 to hero.
Fair enough. Okay, so you're looking at layering a lot of colors.
So it's like a painting. It's like making an oil painting
Totally.
almost or something like that, or like you're
Totally.
painting the Mona Lisa.
So if you go with your oil painting, okay, what's your base?
Well, yeah, it's like
Your base is
your
gonna be
canvas, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and then you're gonna paint your backgrounds,
Okay,
and then you're gonna slowly slowly go forward with your details from there, right?
there you go. So our base is
But
gonna
the
be our
thing is, like,
primer.
what if, but like, so those palettes come pretty easy to mix and match.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like you have just this fucking. You got your primary colors, and it's like, all right, mix them what you need. No, they give you kind of a layout.
They make it easy for everyone.
Okay.
So if you look at a palette, normally in lines, so verticals or horizontals,
They'll have a setup.
yeah, or they're
Okay.
going to be quads or 6 paired
Okay.
up together.
And then that's kind of like your look, and then you can, if you're really dope, you can just take the whole palette and be like, fuck it, I got this.
Pretty much. But most of
Oh.
the time, you're going to be looking at like your bases are going to be like matte, soft, nude colors. And then you're going to add intensity by going with more bolder colors and building them.
Okay.
But the thing is, and most women know that, most men know that, you don't want to mix a very cold color with a very warm tone color.
See, I would do that though.
But it's
I
going
would
to
be-
turn brown and gray.
Well, see, this is where I would look ugly if I was a female. I would need all the support I could get.
Fair enough. But like you don't want to mix, let's say mix a blue and an orange. Okay, they're contrasting colors.
I mean, that's Edmonton Oilers right there. I'm just saying right now, like
Right?
that's the Edmonton Oilers.
but if
colors.
you mix them together, that's
Well, if
where I
you
wish
mix
I
them-
had my kit
if
with
you
me.
mix them, yeah, you're gonna get okay. You're not just painting over. You're okay.
That's where you have to think about it. Because
Okay.
yeah, you're painting a color over a color,
But you're mixing.
but they're gonna blend together.
Oh, now I'm following along. Yeah, because I'm not gonna paint fucking red over top of the blue. I'm gonna get a shitty looking wall. Okay, we're learning, John. We're
Mhm.
learning.
You're doing good.
Hey.
You're doing good. You're
so then
getting
so from the eyes, that takes us like 45 minutes alone. The eyes, my goodness.
it.
Well, it's just a very,
Depends.
it's a very precise spot. You gotta be
Mhm.
very precise.
Well, you're gonna do the eyeshadows, but then in the eyes you're looking at
Holy,
eyeliner or
somebody's
no
out back.
eyeliner.
Sorry, somebody's out back ripping off.
Oh yeah, it does smell
Shit
quite a
load
bit.
of My God, I do apologize for that.
It's okay.
Sorry to cut you off.
It's okay. Eyeshadows, eyeliner, mascara, and then if they want false lashes, that's a whole other situation.
I think you're a wuss if you don't take the false lashes. If you've gone this far,
Right?
put the false lashes on.
Put the false lashes on. But the false lashes are a whole different situation because most people are not able to put false lashes on.
Well, okay, we'll circle back to the false lashes.
Right? And then setting powder to make sure everything sets in place.
Wait,
and
there's
stays in
setting
place.
powder.
Yeah.
So there's like, wait, once we put it on and we're not done?
No.
Oh,
You
fuck.
want to set it in place. You want to make sure that it's going to stay on for like,
Is there waterproofing powder?
surprisingly, there
You're
is.
gonna say yes. I knew you were gonna say yes.
Surprisingly, there's primers that have
Unsurprisingly,
come out
that is unsurprising to me.
that are waterproof, sweat resistant.
But
and
like, how
then
good are they? Because I know a lot of times people like love to put sweat-proof or waterproof on shit that is
Okay,
not
they're
real
good
makeup.
enough that your girlfriend one day was doing a shoot in the water
It'd
and
be okay. So it's
texted
like,
me at night,
yeah.
freaking out because everything wouldn't come off.
oh shit.
Yeah.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah.
Damn. So
Yeah.
there's good. Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I remember like literally Steph came up to me, did her full makeup. She did the photo shoot, and at night she's literally texting me
She's like,
being like,
"Fuck
what
this.
am I doing to take this off?
Did you cement this on my face?
She wasn't wondering. And I was like, well, Steph, you told me you were going to shoot in the water. Have to make it stay on one way or the other.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
Holy good for it's like welcome to 2018.
There you go. And then you do the lips.
Then the lips are the last thing.
Then the lips are the last thing. Because the lips, like you were saying,
And
are
they go
either going to make the look
They pop.
or not make the look.
Yeah.
So if someone's going
the
out,
first thing I notice is the lips always.
there you go. So
Always.
if someone's going out, they probably want a bolder lip. So more like a red or a plum or a purple.
For you, your process, do you plan all this before you start going, or are you like, you know what, fuck it, let's start with this, and then we'll work our way to this step, and then we'll work our way to this step?
That's that's the classic what everyone.
That's the basic 1-2
Yeah.
step.
I'm a bit different
Ooh,
personally.
I like
So
that.
I actually start with the eyes.
Fuck yeah! I thought you were gonna say lips, and I was gonna be right up your alley,
No.
but no, I like we're close
No.
enough. Couple
Eyes,
inches up, that's okay.
complexion, and then come back finishing the eyes, and then the lips.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I want to save myself some time. So if I'm doing, let's say, an East Indian makeup,
Okay.
they're going pretty
Darker
bold,
skin, yeah.
right? Working with like very dark colors, very bright colors. We have something called fallout that happens often with eyeshadows. It's just product not staying in place
Really?
when you're blending. Yeah,
Hmm.
because it's microparticles. So if I'm doing a full complexion that I spent, let's say, half hour on,
Yeah.
and then I do the eyes, and then I have basically
You get the fallout.
powder
Yeah.
everywhere. You're like, fuck it, I
Yeah, I
have
would
to
be
restart.
fucking pissed. That would drive me nuts.
So, eyes,
Eyes, complexion,
clean off everything,
complexion,
complexion,
back
and
to the
eyes
eyes.
at the end.
and then the lips.
There you go.
I dig that. I can understand that.
Way easier,
I respect that process.
right?
Yep.
And it's so funny because I'm seeing so many people like, even more when they're starting, and they do the face
They do
eyes,
1, 2, 3.
and then you're like, oh my god.
Oh, you don't know about the fallout yet, girls.
I'm like, I know totally what's gonna happen in like 20 minutes when you start freaking out because you have to take off everything.
Oh.
And I think that's more my background, like with fashion shows and high fashion editorial, knowing
guess so,
that
yeah,
I
you-
have to do like, let's say 10 makeup in 3 hours, and they all have to look the same, and they all have to be like satisfying to the key artist. If you don't know that, it's kind of
Yeah,
hard.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
That would be the worst.
So it's like get it done.
Okay, Jordan, step on up. It's like, yeah, complexion, eyes, and
Oh, totally. I've had situations where I'm like, had a client, super sweet, came a few weeks ago, and she's like, I have a date in literally
a date.
Yeah, blind date. She's like,
Whoa.
in an hour, and the complexion was awful. And I'm
Oh,
literally
no.
sitting
So
there.
she had a little bit of makeup on already.
Oh, she had a
She
full
was
face
just
of
losing
makeup,
her mind.
but it was like
Oh god.
gross. Like everything is separating. You see the oiliness happening.
Like a Pangea
The
on her
colors-
face. Everything's breaking
Totally,
up.
the colors are like not being right, and then you're like looking at her, and you're like, "How did you do your face? What happened right there? Like, what was the thought process,
It just follow the foundational steps.
right?" And then I'm like, "I have to fix that, but I don't have the time to take off
Oh.
all of her makeup and
Yeah.
restart it." So it's like
So what do you do in that situation? Just
panic,
Yeah.
panic.
Listen, bitch, this is what's about to happen.
I'm like, okay, so now you're back into your brain of like, okay,
That's
so
what I
what
say.
product can I put on that's kind of going to look good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kinda.
How can I cover this up and fix this without doing too much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that happens often.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Or then you have the client coming in and the lashes are like
Oh yeah, drooping off or
lifting
something.
and moving.
Oh
and then
my
you're like,
God.
just sit in my chair for a second. We're going to fix that up.
Yeah. Hey. Come on.
Come here.
Come on in.
Come here.
Come on in.
Come here.
Yeah. Oh shit.
It's hilarious though.
I bet. Well, we're gonna have to have you back on for some more makeup stories and things along
Mhm.
those lines. This was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone wants to reach out and get some information on makeup and things along those lines to look prettier, men or women, where can they reach you at, Jord? Floor's yours.
Instagram,
Yep.
best place. My Insta is in French. I'm sorry. So what can I do? Well, no, my name
No,
is in
you're-
French.
You're isn't or is?
Is.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah,
You're
it's my
not.
nickname in French.
Yeah.
So Jory, Jorry,
Jorry. Jory.
underscore MUA.
Wait, how did you pronounce it?
Jory.
Jerry. I like that better.
You're over.
Jerry.
But you're over.
I know
your
I am,
R's.
but that's because I do stereotypical accents. That's why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jory.
Jory. Jory. Jory.
Close.
Jory.
Close.
Jory.
Oh, you got it.
Jory.
You got it.
There it is.
Yeah.
I just say Jory.
Fair enough. Well, it actually came from Cocktail, the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise.
Oh God, that's like the one Tom Cruise movie I haven't seen.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm a Top Gun guy.
Not that good.
I'm a Top Gun.
But
Tarps
his
off volleyball. Woo!
right? In the movie, his girlfriend is named Jordan, and the nickname he gives her is Jory.
Is Jory.
So my aunt, French Canadian family,
She loves that movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
But she was like, we don't want to call her Jordan because Jordan is ugly. So, hey,
Damn,
fight
I love
in the family.
I love the cold-heartedness in that.
Totally.
Statement. She's just like, no, it's fucking ugly.
No,
I can dig that. I can
Well,
dig being blatant like that.
like it. Okay,
It's
so
fucking a dumb place to get angry at, but I can.
well, my
respect.
grandmother called me Jordan.
Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah, it's
Oh
awful.
my God, I couldn't imagine getting disciplined. Jordan.
That's pretty much what it is. And I'm like, really?
Oh.
So they decided to cut it.
If it makes
to
you feel any
Jory.
better, the Thai people call me Market. If it makes you feel any better, Market.
Market?
Market. Yeah.
Market.
They're like, oh, what's your name? And it's like Market. It's like Market. It's like sure, sure it is. I'm not
Just keep it
fighting
to
this. Yeah, I'm
Market.
not. Whatever they're comfortable with saying, I just
Right?
accept it. Yeah, it's
That's
like
it.
sure. If that's how you want to pronounce it,
Market.
fucking that's how you want to pronounce it. Don't have any. It's just a name, sir. Like there's
Yep.
no attachment.
It's
But-
what can you do?
Right? What can you do? I love
Yep.
that. All right, we'll wrap this up. Cheers.
Cheers.